dementia residents can be mindful and present, but as soon as the thoughts switch into the past and become recent memory, everything's forgotten. So you can be with the person, the dementia resident, you're chatting, you're observing what's before their eyes, then a second later, they've forgotten what they're even talking about. Now, as a staff member working in a dementia unit, you get used to this. It's part of life, it's the norm. But for relatives who haven't been used to dealing with this and just having had one person with dementia in their home, it takes a while to get used to. But there's advantages and disadvantages actually, because if you forget about the pain and problems of the recent present, that's a big advantage. You haven't got all that psychological worry and stress and angst to deal with, and so you're free of that. So in a sense, not being able to remember the present works in that advantage. But and also another thing is that it gives more emotional self-regulation, because if you're in the present moment and you're just focusing on the present moment, a technique which many aspire to, by the way, then you're forgetting the pain and problems of the past, so you're not burdened with that weight of worry and stress. And actually, just focusing on the present moment and observing that which is before your eyes and not carrying the other past baggage with you is a great relief. Because if you go into a dementia unit, you won't see people or dementia residents sitting around talking about their pain and problems of their relationships and stress and families and all the rest of it, like you would in a cafe. If you go to a cafe and women are sitting there talking, a lot of the time it's about relationship problems, Women's Weekly type information, but you'll never hear dementia residents speaking about problems in their family because they can't remember it. But you will hear them speaking about what they are observing before their very eyes. So it's like observational gossip, so to speak. So dementia residents are very observant, extremely observant, and they take note and they speak loudly and vocally about anything new that they see. For example, big finds are engagement rings, staff being pregnant, are the two big ones, a new hairstyle, a suntan that you've got for your wedding day or whatever. Any little thing is great gossip value, and this is often picked up at lunchtimes because this is where all the staff are together, all the residents are together, and if you've found out something, newsworthy and gossipy, that's where you can loudspeaker it, and it happens often. So dementia units are really interesting places to work in. It's just getting to understand how the dementia residents think and the way that they think, and just tuning in with that. But once you've got the gist of it, then you can work around it and everything can move forward from there. So I've written about these mindfulness and emotional self-regulation. It's actually a really important topic, because unless the person in the dementia unit can have some level of emotional self-regulation with all that they have to tolerate, they can so easily escalate up into anxiety and anger and all the problems that come with that, or drop back into depression. So that's why it really is important that they can get some emotional stability, and presence of mind does help with that, and observational skills are useful because it's social, it's conversational, and it's interesting. So I've written about these topics in the two books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise. Everything's in the description below, so please read through that. There's some interesting things happening there. And thank you for your viewing and your likes and subscriptions and your support.